At 11:59 p.m., the palace still belongs to one reign. The guards know which vehicles to admit. The private apartments remain arranged around Charles and Camilla. Names already printed inside the royal diary determine who enters through the private doors, who sits near the sovereign, and who disappears before the cameras arrive. Then the final second expires. Midnight. In this imagined first day of William's reign, no coronation is required for the balance of power to change. No crown needs to touch his head. The machinery moves before Britain sees a balcony, hears a speech, or understands that an old royal world has ended. Secure telephones begin ringing. Household officials open sealed transition files. Protection teams review tomorrow's movements. Staff compare two lists: the people who belong to Charles and Camilla's court, and those who will stand closest to William and Catherine. Most of Britain sees one historic headline: William is king. Inside the palace, 5 smaller decisions begin carrying enormous consequences. The first concerns keys. Which private residences still open to Camilla's children once their mother is no longer married to the reigning monarch? The second concerns visibility. Which invitations survive when William's first guest lists are rewritten around Catherine, George, Charlotte, and Louis? The third concerns movement. Who still passes through protected entrances without waiting for a new household to approve the journey? The fourth concerns memory. Jewels, portraits, letters, and royal objects that may feel personal but belong to something larger than one family. And then there is the fifth door, the dangerous one. It has no physical lock. A title cannot protect it. A photograph cannot prove that it remains open. Yet if this door closes, every residence, invitation, and treasured object becomes almost irrelevant. We will return to that door before this first royal day ends. For now, imagine Tom Parker Bowles receiving a call shortly after midnight. His mother is still Camilla. She still carries the title of queen. But the man at the center of the palace is no longer her husband. Yesterday, Tom stood one relationship away from a sovereign. Tonight, an entire royal household stands between them. No one has expelled them. No guard has raised a voice. No official decree has been signed against Camilla's family. That is the first twist. Their position can disappear without anyone formally taking it away. Because William does not merely inherit the crown. He inherits the authority to decide which relationships the institution will continue supporting, and which ones must survive without it. Before sunrise, 5 palace doors may begin closing. To understand why, we first have to examine how Camilla's family came so close to royal power without ever entering the succession at all. Camilla's family occupies a position that looks royal from a distance and becomes far more complicated up close. Her son, Tom Parker Bowles, and her daughter, Laura Lopez, have attended royal occasions and watched their mother become queen. But proximity is not membership. They did not become a prince and princess when Camilla married Charles. They did not enter the succession when she became queen and hold no constitutional position a future king must preserve. That distinction has always existed. Charles's reign simply made it easier to overlook. While Charles is king, Camilla is the reigning queen, and her private family remains connected to the woman beside the sovereign. A request from Camilla enters a household built to support her. An invitation issued through her office carries the practical weight of the queen's wishes. Her children may be private citizens, but the system knows exactly why they are there. At midnight, that explanation weakens. Camilla can remain a queen by title, but she is no longer the wife of the reigning king. Catherine becomes the new queen. George moves directly behind William in the succession. Charlotte and Louis become part of the sovereign's immediate family. Palace attention does not divide itself equally. It turns toward the future. And that leaves Camilla's relatives facing a question more painful than any public rejection. Were they welcomed because of who they were, or because of whom Camilla stood beside? William may treat them warmly. Catherine may invite them to private occasions. Family affection does not have to vanish when a reign changes. But royal access rarely ends in one theatrical confrontation. It disappears through administrative decisions, so small that no single one appears cruel. A name is left off a draft guest list. A vehicle is not scheduled. An apartment is assigned to someone else. A private entrance requires authorization from a secretary who has never handled that relative's request before. One by one, convenience becomes permission. And permission now belongs to William. Here is the second twist. Camilla's family may not understand what has changed until they attempt to do something that felt completely normal the day before. Perhaps it is an overnight stay or a request to join Camilla at a residence filled with memories of Charles. The palace remains polite. The guards remain professional. The answer may eventually be yes. But first, someone asks them to wait. That pause is the new reign announcing itself without a word. Because the first serious test will not occur beneath the lights of a coronation. It will occur at a guarded entrance where yesterday, the sentence, "They are the Queen's family," was enough. At 1:17 a.m., the first door begins to move. The first door is made of wood, iron, and centuries of protocol. Behind it are the residences, where Camilla's family has crossed private courtyards, attended quiet gatherings, and entered rooms the public never sees. Under Charles, their presence could be explained with one sentence. They are here to see the Queen. Under William, those same words no longer command the same machinery. Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, Sandringham, and Balmoral are not interchangeable family homes. They involve different forms of ownership, official use, household authority, and security. But they share one rule. Access depends upon the people responsible for the residence. William does not need to sign an order against Tom or Laura. He only needs to reorganize the household around his own family. In our imagined first night, a transition team begins reviewing rooms and movements. Accommodation once kept available for Charles and Camilla's wider circle may now be needed for William's staff, Catherine's program, George's protection, or the growing responsibilities surrounding Charlotte and Louis. At 1:32 a.m., one room is marked for reassignment. It is not described as anyone's punishment. It is simply required by the new household. Imagine that room once held Camilla's grandchildren during a private family weekend. By morning, the room has a different purpose. Now imagine Camilla requesting a family gathering at a residence closely associated with Charles's reign. William's answer may be respectful. Catherine's arrangements may be generous. The gathering may still happen, but the request travels upward instead of outward. Camilla no longer authorizes the atmosphere around herself. She asks the new king's household to create it. For Tom and Laura, the difference between come whenever you wish and come when the arrangements are approved is not logistical. It is emotional. One describes family, the other describes guests. Then comes the moment that makes the change impossible to ignore. A vehicle reaches a protected gate. The occupant is recognized. The officer knows the face and understands the relationship, but the updated authorization has not arrived. The barrier remains down. A call is placed, then another. No one is hostile. No one says the family is unwelcome. Eventually, the entrance may open exactly as before, except it is not as before. The waiting has already delivered the message. The house now answers to someone else. And this is only door one. Losing a room can be explained. Waiting at a gate can be dismissed as confusion during a historic transition. What happens before breakfast is harder to dismiss, because the second door does not determine where Camilla's family sleeps. It determines whether the monarchy is willing to be seen with them at all. At 6:05 a.m., the second door opens inside a diary. Every royal appearance begins as a private decision. Guest lists are drafted. Seating plans are negotiated. Security is coordinated. Camera positions are considered. Every person standing beside the sovereign becomes part of the story the monarchy tells. Under Charles, Camilla's family could appear as an extension of the Queen's private life. Tom and Laura did not perform constitutional duties, but their relationship to Camilla gave them a natural reason to attend selected family and ceremonial occasions. William's reign creates a different picture. William, Catherine, George, Charlotte, Louis. That is the visual center of the new monarchy. Every portrait, procession, and balcony arrangement must reinforce it. Space near the crown becomes more valuable because each face communicates relevance, acceptance, and continuity. The first draft of William's royal diary, therefore, carries more power than it appears to. Will Camilla's children attend the first state banquet? Will they continue joining Christmas gatherings at Sandringham? Will Camilla's grandchildren still be included? Or will their invitations become occasional acts of courtesy? No announcement is required. One missing name can answer all 4 questions. In our imagined morning, officials begin preparing William's first major ceremonial event. Diplomats are confirmed. Working royals receive assignments. Catherine's household studies the seating order. Camilla's name appears. Tom's does not. Laura's does not. That does not mean a final decision has been made. This is a draft. Names can still be added, but drafts reveal instinct. And the new household's first instinct is to place Camilla's children outside the official picture. Camilla notices. She does not demand an explanation. Not yet. Instead, she asks whether the list is complete. The answer is perfectly courteous. Space is limited. The occasion is official, and the arrangements remain under review. Each reason sounds harmless. Together, they form a pattern. This is the third twist. Camilla's family does not move directly from privileged insiders to rejected outsiders. They move through a more uncomfortable category, optional. Optional people are invited when space permits. They appear when the optics are useful. They disappear when the institution needs a cleaner image. For a mother, that calculation feels cold. For a monarchy, it is unavoidable. The palace cannot place someone near the king without giving that person symbolic importance. William's household must therefore solve a delicate problem: how to treat Camilla's relatives with dignity without allowing the previous reign's private network to look embedded inside the new one. At 7:20 a.m., the list is printed again. Camilla remains. Her children are still absent, and even if their names return before the event, the first omission has revealed something that cannot be unseen. They are no longer assumed. But visibility is only the public layer of royal access. The third door controls the invisible system underneath it. The routes, staff, and protected movements that once removed every obstacle before Camilla's family even knew it existed. The third door is almost impossible to see until it stops opening. Royal life is supported by an invisible network of security officers, drivers, advance teams, protected entrances, and household staff. When that system works, vehicles arrive at precisely the right moment. Names are recognized before a passenger reaches the gate. Problems are solved before the person protected by the system knows there was a problem. Camilla's children do not automatically receive permanent royal protection, simply because their mother is queen. Security depends upon official responsibilities, assessed risks, and the event involved. But proximity to the reigning sovereign creates coordination. When Tom or Laura attends an occasion with Camilla, their movements may be incorporated into a wider operation. Staff know when they are expected. Security understands the connection. A private route can be prepared because the Queen's household has already approved the arrival. Under William, the priorities change immediately. The new king system focuses first on William, Catherine, and their children. George's position carries new weight. Charlotte and Louis require tighter privacy. Working royals, officials, and international visitors consume the household's attention. Camilla's private relatives stand outside that core. At 8:30 a.m., imagine Tom receiving an urgent request from his mother. She wants him at a royal residence before a private meeting. He leaves expecting the familiar journey. But the palace vehicle once coordinated through Camilla's office is unavailable. He arranges his own car. At the first checkpoint, the officer recognizes him, but cannot find his name among the morning's authorized movements. The new household is operating under tightened procedures. The guards remain courteous. Telephone calls are made. Tom waits. 5 minutes. Then 12. The delay is not dramatic enough to become news. Yet it contains the entire transfer of power. Yesterday, the system anticipated his arrival. Today you must explain it. Eventually, the gate opens. He reaches Camilla. No privilege has been formally revoked, and no one has treated him disrespectfully. But something more valuable than convenience has disappeared. Priority. Real proximity to power is revealed through time. How rapidly a message travels, and how many barriers disappear before someone arrives. Now the system waits for William's household, not Camilla's. And here comes the fourth twist. The gate delay was not the real event. While Tom was waiting outside, staff inside were already reviewing the objects Camilla's family might one day expect to keep. An inventory has been opened. A velvet case has been placed on a table. And before noon, one royal object may force Camilla to confront the boundary between a mother's memories and the monarchy's property. At 10:45 a.m., the fourth door opens into rooms where almost nothing is ordinary. Inside are portraits, letters, ceremonial objects, and jewels, carrying the memory of previous reigns. Some pieces may be privately owned. Others are connected to the monarchy and cannot be treated as possessions belonging to one household forever. The distinction is crucial. An object worn by Camilla does not automatically become something her children can inherit. It may have been privately purchased, personally gifted, temporarily loaned, or made available because of her position as queen. Two jewels that appear almost identical beneath the cameras can follow completely different rules. When William becomes king, those rules suddenly matter. Inventories are reviewed. Loans associated with the reigning queen are reconsidered. Pieces needed for Catherine's role may be returned, reserved, or reassigned for future ceremonial use. No confrontation is necessary. Administration can do what anger cannot. In this imagined review, a member of staff enters with a velvet case. Inside is a brooch Camilla wore during one of the defining ceremonies of Charles's reign. Laura remembers seeing it before the event. Camilla's grandchildren associate it with the day their grandmother seemed to become part of history. To them, the object feels personal. The records say otherwise. The brooch was made available through the royal collection. It formed part of Camilla's public role, not an unrestricted family inheritance. A signature is requested. Camilla looks at the brooch one final time before the lid closes. To the institution, this is inventory control. To Camilla, it is the first physical piece of Charles's reign leaving the room. That is the emotional trap inside door 4. The conflict is not primarily about money. It is about memory, and whether royal memories can ever belong to the private families who live through them. Catherine may never wear the brooch. William may never discuss it. The object could remain unseen for years. Yet it has moved away from Camilla's descendants and back toward the crown. The same uncertainty surrounds archives. Private letters may remain personal. Institutional records follow different rules. Then the staff member leaves something behind. Not the brooch, a request form. From now on, access to certain objects and records must pass through William's household. The paper appears routine, but Camilla understands what it represents. Even memory now requires permission. Still, the brooch is not the most painful thing removed that morning. Objects cannot answer a telephone. They cannot invite someone into a room. They cannot preserve a voice inside the decisions of the next reign. At 12:20 p.m., William's staff begins organizing the people who will receive direct access to the new king. And one missing name is about to reveal what Camilla's family is truly losing. The list may never exist on a single page. There may be no confidential document or official order naming William's private circle. But every royal household operates through an understood hierarchy. Some people reach the sovereign directly. Others speak through private secretaries. Certain names receive immediate attention. Less urgent requests wait inside a system shaped by protocol, security, and the king's limited time. During Charles's reign, Camilla stood at the center of that hierarchy. If her children needed to reach her, the palace understood the relationship. If Camilla wanted Tom or Laura present for a private occasion, her household coordinated the arrangements. Their influence did not come from constitutional authority. It came from being one conversation away from the king. William's accession reorganizes the network. Catherine now stands closest. Around the king and queen are George, Charlotte, and Louis. Senior working royals, constitutional advisors, and William's most trusted officials occupy the next layer. Every call and private request competes for space inside the new king's day. Camilla's children enter that system without an official role. At 12:20 p.m., Camilla makes one carefully limited request. She asks that Tom be allowed to contact the new household directly if a private family emergency involves her. No one refuses. That would be too simple. Instead, the request is examined. Officials ask how often it might be used and whether the same arrangement must extend to Laura. A mother's request becomes an institutional problem. While the palace discusses it, Camilla sees the truth. Something that once required one telephone call now requires approval from people serving a different queen. This is how influence disappears. Not through a slammed door, but through distance. A person who once spoke directly to the center is moved one office away, then two. Eventually, every message is filtered, summarized, and scheduled before the king hears it, if he hears it at all. At 1:05 p.m., a secretary returns with an answer. Tom can contact Camilla's own office. Her staff can then approach William's household when necessary. The request has technically been approved. Direct access is not. That is the fifth twist. The palace can say yes while removing the very thing Camilla requested. By early afternoon, the new hierarchy is unmistakable. Catherine's household moves first. William's advisors move quickly. The future of George, Charlotte, and Louis shapes every calculation. Camilla's relatives remain connected, but no longer central. Now Camilla faces a decision no protocol can make for her. She can press William for stronger guarantees and risk appearing to carry influence from Charles's court into the new reign. Or she can remain silent and discover which relationships survive when royal convenience no longer supports them. By 3:15 p.m., the first four doors are no longer abstract. A room has been reassigned. Two names are missing from a draft guest list. Tom has waited at a gate. A velvet case has left Camilla's room. None of these moments is publicly humiliating. Together, they form a message she cannot ignore. The monarchy is moving on. A former queen can accept a different residence, return ceremonial objects, and allow a new household to occupy public life. Watching her children become outsiders is harder. Camilla now has four choices. She can speak directly to William and ask him to preserve selected access for her family. That might prevent avoidable embarrassment. But making such a request during the first hours of his reign risks appearing as though she expects Charles's private arrangements to bind the new king. She can approach Catherine instead. A quiet conversation between the two women could create a compassionate solution. Catherine understands the importance of family. She could draw boundaries without making Tom and Laura feel deliberately excluded. But asking Catherine carries its own price. The moment Camilla asks the new queen for access, she acknowledges that Catherine now controls what Camilla once provided. The third choice is withdrawal. Camilla can establish a quieter private life and receive her children away from central royal residences. Publicly, it looks dignified. Privately, her children may feel abandoned. The fourth choice is the most frightening. Wait. Make no request. Raise no objection. Watch to see which relationships survive without Charles's authority holding them together. Silence becomes a test of affection. Anyone who continues calling does so voluntarily. Every invitation matters because it is no longer automatic. Every kindness reveals itself because the institution no longer requires it. Yet the choice contains danger. If Camilla fights visibly for her children, the public may interpret every invitation as pressure rather than affection. If she says nothing, every absence looks like William's decision. Either way, the palace controls the image while Camilla carries the cost. Her move may also feel like surrender. In this imagined afternoon, Camilla chooses neither confrontation nor complete surrender. She asks William for one promise. Her children must never be publicly humiliated by the new household. William agrees. Immediately, for a moment, the answer sounds like victory. Then its limitation becomes clear. Protection from humiliation is not protection from change. William can promise courtesy without restoring priority. He can prevent a public insult without placing Tom or Laura inside the machinery of his reign. He can preserve peace while allowing every quiet boundary to remain. Camilla retains her history, recognition, and the dignity associated with having served beside Charles. But dignity is not authority. Respect is not access. And access is not influence. As Camilla considers how much she has preserved and how much she has already lost, Catherine makes no hostile move at all. She does something far more powerful. She steps into the center. Catherine does not need to ban anyone. She does not need to challenge Camilla, reject Tom Parker Bowles, or remove Laura Lopez from a royal gathering. The hierarchy changes because Catherine is queen. From the first hours of William's reign, her household assumes new responsibilities. Staff are reassigned. Security expands. Ceremonial appearances and private schedules are organized around the new king and queen. Most importantly, George, Charlotte, and Louis move closer to the center of royal life. Every decision involving residence, travel, and visibility is now measured against their future roles. George stands directly behind his father. Charlotte and Louis become even more prominent members of the sovereign's immediate family. The palace circle tightens around them. Catherine understands the danger of appearing to favor private relatives. That gives her a reason to establish one standard. Private relatives may be loved. They do not automatically belong inside the institution. Applied equally. The rule does not look like an attack on Camilla's children. It looks like discipline. Catherine can remain gracious, invite them when appropriate, and ensure Camilla is treated with dignity while preventing the previous reign's private network from becoming a permanent feature of William's court. At 6:40 p.m., preparations begin for the first official portrait of the new reign. The arrangement must communicate continuity in one glance. William stands at the center. Catherine stands beside him. George, Charlotte, and Louis represent the future. Senior working royals may appear depending on the occasion. Then an official asks the question everyone has avoided. Where should Camilla's children stand? Placing them prominently could confuse the constitutional picture. Leaving them out requires no punishment because they hold no official role. The simplest institutional decision is also the most emotionally revealing. They do not appear. Camilla is shown the proposed arrangement. No one asks her to approve it. The image belongs to William's reign. For Catherine, the portrait is clarity. For Camilla, it is the moment the monarchy becomes visibly complete without her private family. This is the sixth twist, and perhaps the coldest. Catherine never has to close a door. The new order closes it automatically. By evening, for losses are visible. Residences require permission. Invitations are uncertain. Privileged movement has slowed. Royal symbols have returned to institutional control. All four can be survived. Camilla's family can live elsewhere, attend fewer events, and travel privately. Only one question remains. If Tom or Laura needs to reach the person now wearing the crown, will William answer as family, or will the palace answer for him? At 11:59 p.m., the fifth door finally reveals itself. 24 hours earlier, Camilla's family stood one relationship away from the sovereign. Now, an entire royal household stands between them. The fifth door is not an entrance to Buckingham Palace. It is not a place on a guest list, a protected vehicle, or a jewel secured inside a vault. It is direct access to power. During Charles's reign, Camilla could raise a concern with the king without moving through the full machinery surrounding him. Her children did not need constitutional roles to benefit from that proximity. They were connected to the person Charles trusted most closely. When William becomes king, that route no longer leads to the sovereign. Tom and Laura can still contact their mother, but any request affecting the monarchy now enters William's household and its priorities. The difference sounds procedural. In reality, it changes everything. Direct access allows someone to explain an issue before others define it. Once that access disappears, every request can be shortened, delayed, or filtered before reaching the king. A private voice becomes a message. A message becomes a briefing note. A briefing note can be declined without William ever hearing the emotion behind it. At 11:59 p.m., imagine Tom making one final call. The question is personal, urgent, and connected to Camilla's future arrangements. The call does not reach William. It reaches an official. The official promises to pass the message forward and requests a written summary. Nothing rude occurs. That is precisely why the moment matters. The fifth door has closed so quietly that no one outside the palace will ever know it moved. And this is why the 24-hour frame matters. Royal transitions are not completed in a day, but first decisions create habits. An access rule can become procedure. A provisional guest list can become tradition. By the time anyone challenges the pattern, the new order may feel permanent, and reversing it may appear more controversial than creating it did. The final twist is that no single official has to decide this outcome. One secretary changes a route, another revises a list, a protection officer follows a new priority, a curator returns an object to storage. Each person performs a duty, and none appears responsible for the larger result. Only Camilla can see the pattern because every minor decision reaches the same destination. Her family has not been attacked. It has been repositioned from a circle supported by the crown to one that must now survive on affection alone. This is what Camilla's family truly risks losing during William's first 24 hours. They lose the ability to be heard from inside the center. Now the 5 doors form one complete story. Door 1 determines where they may enter. Door 2 determines where they may be seen. Door 3 determines how easily they can move. Door 4 determines what they may keep. Door 5 determines whether they still matter to the decisions made behind all the others. As the day ends, William and Catherine appear as king and queen, with George, Charlotte, and Louis inside the new reign's immediate line. Camilla remains part of royal history. Her children remain part of her family. But those circles are no longer the same. There is no public expulsion, no furious confrontation, no decree declaring that Camilla's relatives are unwelcome. The palace remains courteous from midnight to midnight. Yet courtesy cannot preserve influence after proximity disappears. That is the transformation waiting for Camilla's family when William becomes king. The first 4 doors control where they can go, what they can attend, and which symbols remain within reach. The 5th decides whether anyone on the other side is still listening. And when that door closes, it does not slam. It clicks. Once. Quietly. Then the new reign continues without looking back.